market that they're uniquely built to build a team and build around. And so we want that energy and that activity to continue, but we want to be able to do it in a way that is refined, redesigned, scaled. So this won't be the last time that we bring this group together, but it is sort of the end of an era. And as I witnessed 2 of my own graduate from middle school last week, I've got one headed to St. Paul's, one headed to McDonough, and one staying at Calvert. Don't ask me how we're going to get that done, and we'll get done. But this feels a lot like a graduation to me. A 4-year cycle where we've created some of the best friendships, some of the best activity that is needed for startup growth, and some of the best connections required to build our entrepreneurial ecosystem in this startup community. And so that activity will continue later in the year when we reintroduce whatever event series or convening series that we will lead, will partner on, and will continue to create impact for the region. I'm going to do something a little unconventional, a little bit of a curveball. I would love to invite anyone who has a memory of EquiTech Tuesday or a word of encouragement for some of the people who are brand new to this that are like, I need this to keep going. Where do I go? To come up and talk a little bit about your meetup or activation, your memory of EquiTech Tuesday, or where you see a lot of this activity going. If you haven't already, give us your feedback. There are prompts on the wall inside about what you would like to see moving forward. Where do you think the impact can happen? We will be sending a survey afterwards as well with those questions. But I would like to open the floor up for some EquiTech Tuesday memories. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, Mike.
Tell the group who you are.
Cool. My name is Michael Agusanya, veteran of the EquiTech scene, current business analyst at T. Rowe Price, past entrepreneur, exited, Techstars participant. I remember coming to the first EquiTech Tuesday because I wanted some money. I heard Techstars was coming here. I heard there's a huge kind of confluence of opportunity. I was stuck in the house from COVID, and there was something here. And I said, I got to be the person that comes here and networks and meets the person, and that hustler mindset. And when I got here, I noticed like, okay, I can try and hustle as much as I want, but these are real people with real stories. And I soon fell in love from that first EquiTech event. I wanted to meet Monica, like the MD. She didn't come, or she was at the first one, and I didn't see her till the 4th one. And there was just this kind of like time in between where I'm coming to this event, and the only thing I had in my mind was opportunity. And now that this thing is graduating, like I feel like I have a family. Everyone here, from Alma Cocina, stuck shoulder to shoulder, sweating, down to like the huge space that we had at Guilford Hall. I found an opportunity and a family, and I'm never gonna forget that. These sticky moments that turn into kickbacks, that turn into meet afters. I feel like I have so much to gain and to appreciate from what EquiTech Tuesday was. So thank you for it.
Hey everybody, for those who don't know me, my name is Dexter Carr Jr. I am the CEO and founder of Game for Good. I'm also the past cohort for Conscious Venture Lab as well as Accelerate Baltimore. One of the best memories that I've had, not only is meeting everyone here, starting out, when I first heard about this, actually was there during my Conscious Venture Lab time, heard the inception of it with Corey and Jamie. I was on that first call, and just being able to see the opportunity that came from it, was really excited for it, and just be able to meet people. And honestly, I just wanted to get out the house, come somewhere consistently, go a nice happy hour, have fun, drinks, cool. And some of my team members that I have now, I started this journey by myself as an entrepreneur, and now I have a team that's rapidly growing strong relationships with organizations to be able to really create impact in my passion of video gaming. And not only that, but for some of you who know, or most of you who don't know, I've actually met my future wife here, which Abiola, who is also commissioner of Femme Equity. And so we get married next March.
Oh my
So
gosh, congratulations!
So yeah, EquiTech Tuesday definitely has impacted a lot. You never know who you meet. So good job.
Ladies first.
Big time.
You had your hand up.
Nobody knows me. This is the second time I've been to an UpSurge. You said encouragement. I didn't know who I was. Knowledge of self through Wu-Tang Clan and all of that is very important. I grew up in Northern Virginia. I thought I was just a regular colored person until I came to Baltimore and got involved with the Black Lives Matter movement. And what I've learned from Baltimore, this is a very beautiful sacred space of many ancestors who have been here. And we stand on their shoulders of inclusivity, power, and vision. And from Baltimore, I was healed, and I found out that I actually went to elementary school with one of the founders of the internet, Jen Sir. Because I began to ask questions about who I am because of what happened in Baltimore. I went to the University of Virginia. I actually was friends with Albert White, who invested in the internet. And when my mother passed away, I found this book about how the African Americans used to own the internet through new network solutions. He's a good family friend, but I never asked. And the point is, relationships are so important. Who you touch every day. As the internet continues to grow and you create founders and you create corporations, remember the people. Because technology is important, but we have an opportunity to be the change we want to see. If you don't like what you see on the internet, if you don't like what you see in the government, your corporations and what you build can change the world. You're not just building corporations, you're building communities, you're building families. It's not just about the money, but the impact and the internal impact you can leave in this city. So if you don't like something in this city, be the positive change with your money, your ideas, because it doesn't have to be this way. We all have the innovation, the intelligence, and the intelligence to make a positive impact in the world. I'm a tech founder in the Current Technology Group. I've had many tech incubators. Right now, I'm building an AI-enhanced business intelligence system. I work for the National Aquarium, Karl Lagerfeld, DKNY. I can give you my resume. And I can flex for y'all. If that's, I just might be a black Bill Gates in the making. But that's not the point. The point is to make a positive impact with whatever you do, because the machines don't have to win. You can envision what tomorrow can be. You guys are all intelligent. You've been given great gifts. Use them for the greater good, because I know that when I talked to Vince Cerf and all the ones, they didn't want this to be used for evil, but for good. And that choice is yours. Thank you.
How y'all doing? I'm go by Tone, the youngest in charge. You know, and I really feel like I had to come say something. What's your name, man?
Charmaine.
Miss Charmaine was making a real good point. Well, first off, I want to thank Corey, because founders like me from Baltimore, from the toughest neighborhood in Baltimore, East Baltimore, you know, the kids I grew up with, now that my friends are the ones that's walking up to y'all windows, squeegeeing, and the ones y'all hearing about on the news dying every day. You know, but it's a lot of innovation, there's a lot of ingenuity that's within these neighborhoods. I can't think of Baltimore. We don't have no Silicon Valley, right? We don't have a Wall Street. We don't have no big infrastructure, no economic engine where as though the everyday person can point to and say, all right, this is where I can go take my dreams, my ideas, and be the change that I want to be. So when I was building my venture and I needed to find the right minds, not a guy with a lot come from money or from a well-networked family or nothing like that. Corey, you know, in EquiTech Tuesdays was a place where I could bring my team, you know, some of my team members here who needed an ecosystem here in Baltimore to take whatever they was going to the next level. So, you know, this more than just a networking event, it's more than a tech ecosystem. It's a place where Baltimore can really heal itself. So thank y'all for all being a part of that. Thank you, Corey.
I just want to quickly say about this young man, he recognized a problem that could be solved by somebody with his background and experience. to reduce the impact of retaliatory incidents, violent incidents in neighborhoods. And so I really appreciate you recognizing the opportunity to build something that would reduce some of that conflict that happens in neighborhoods and use technology as a way to do that. So I appreciate that.
So if you guys don't know, I was one of UpSurge's first hires of BFA fellows back in 2022. I've been in Baltimore for less than 3 years, and everyone is so surprised by that when I tell them. And that is thanks to UpSurge and Maddie and Chris, wherever he is, and this beautiful team that UpSurge has provided. And I remember when I told my dad that I was gonna, move to Baltimore, he was very confused. And if you guys don't know where Thibodaux, Louisiana is, it is a very, very deep, deep south town, about an hour southeast of New Orleans. And I grew up 20 minutes away from about 3 plantations that I knew my ancestors were enslaved on. I actually just found out which one it was last week. And I said that I wanted to move somewhere where I didn't feel like my ancestral trauma was in the ground. And over the last couple of months, I actually quit my job at UpSurge in January 2024 and have been running my own company full-time for the last year and a half. And I know that even though I complained a lot of weeks about having to do and host a happy hour every single week for every week straight, because I was also a big part of putting EquiTech Tuesday on, I am so incredibly grateful for the friends that I've made here, the people who I couldn't imagine my life without. But more importantly, I always say that for a lot of Black and brown people, particularly Black women, there's not a lot of places for us to fail. And EquiTech and UpSurge and Baltimore gave me a place that felt like an HBCU where I could not only succeed in the light, but I could also fail in the light and know that I wasn't going to be left alone in that failure to deal with that. And I'm so incredibly grateful for UpSurge, for the team, for everything that they've given me, because I'm going to be able to build a company that's equitable, that's focused on, you know, supporting the city and the kids in Baltimore because of my experience working with you all and because of my experience working for UpSurge and my experience at EquiTech Tuesday. So don't let this be the last time that you guys connect with each other. Continue to build more spaces. There's so many spaces that are hungry for this. And to not let the ecosystem starve, because this is a completely different environment than it was 4 years ago, and we can all see that, and making sure that we're continuously being a part of the change that we wish to see. So, thank you.
I'm not gonna cry. So what the heck is EquiTech? Like, how many of y'all first came to EquiTech? Like, what the heck is it? Because that was my first question to you. Like, what the heck are you doing? I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And we started out but showing up as our goofy whole selves. And I remember there was a time at Alma, there was like 6 of us. Our first event, we were setting up water bottles. I was like pulling out QR codes, like, everybody sign up so I can find you later and creep on your profiles. But it was the first place that I could show up as a single mom with a baby on my hip. And Maddie and Robin put out coloring books for my obnoxious little rambunctious kiddo who was running around in between things and probably kicking a soccer ball at you, sorry. But it was unabashedly like showing up as a human, as your whole self. And our company started off with a bunch of mentorships, and my developers are out here somewhere, but 2 of them that are here today were actually my first code mentors in the ecosystem, and to actually foster that mentorship approach and no questions, a dumb question, and have another environment outside of them that was like, why not you? Why is that? Why would you have that information if you've never been exposed to it before? And I got put in rooms that I didn't think I ever would have been in before, and connecting and talking to investors and asking the dumb questions that I would have never had exposure or opportunity to before. So, Corey, I think you are the heart and such a big community member. And like we talked about, you know, creating something out of nothing, and you pulling your vision together and building this to what it is today. Like, you've inspired, I think, everybody in this room and or out here on this terrace, and have individually connected and uplifted so many people beyond this. So I have to say, like, we are so grateful as a community to have you here as one of our pillars, and like thank you for everything for the last
I'm gonna give Juliana a big shout out too. The very first EquiTech Tuesday that I was not there for, she and Nick Culberson actually served as guest hosts. So I was like, make sure you get people signed in. Make sure you track who was there. And the funny part is because I was out in California with Robin, at the time she was leading Baltimore Homecoming, which is a great partnership that UpSurge has. But I also want to say that sort of maniacal desire to connect people was coming out of the pandemic. I just felt like so many people here should know each other. And our team, now that I have transitioned out of like one of the main operator role, has really taken that baton forward from Maddie to Robin to Remgen. Even Chris, you know, as a data guy, we say that we're building a team of ecosystem builders, and we mean that. We want people to really be connecting and figuring out who should be in the same rooms with each other, who should be in the same conversations with each other, and who should be sort of working together to advance startups in the ecosystem. So that activity will continue. You've got a ton of like super connectors in this room, just by value, but also named by technically. So that activity will continue. But thank you for being our first official like guest host then as well. Somebody else wanted to? All right.
Hi everyone, my name is Elliot. And the funny thing is, I usually say I haven't met most of you before, but I actually can say I've met quite a few people on this terrace. And for context, I graduated last year from UMBC.
Woo!
Thank you.
Congrats!
And for months when I graduated, I just sat there and played video games all day. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was looking for jobs. I was like, I really don't care. And I was looking for jobs in North Carolina, California, DC, thinking about moving away. Not really sure where I wanted to be. So one day, my dad takes me, there he is, and he takes me to all these events. I've been coming to these events for at least the past 3 months consistently. And I have met so many amazing people. All of you I have met and made a million connections. I mean, just mind-boggling conversations I've had with people I never thought I would be in the same room. And I now know that I want to stay here in Baltimore because my purpose is to serve the community and to know about all of the cool projects that all of you guys are building and working on. I want to be a part of that and help in any way I can. And I feel like I've gotten so much valuable experience by having so many great conversations with all of you. And for the ones that I haven't had a conversation with, I love to do that as well. So yeah, thank you. And I appreciate
I need Naomi to come back over here. So
Just what I tried to sneak
so
in.
I know. So y'all may or may not know me. My name is Joel. I'm a fan and a cheerleader, and I love all the founders. 2 years and 4 months ago, I lost my job. They said I was working for a marketing company, writing for tech companies, and I hated it so much. And they said, it's not working out. And I said, that's great. My wife said, what do you want to do? I said, I think I want to try consulting. I want to be a soloist, but I don't know the first thing about meeting people or getting out there. Surprising, I know. So I literally went to like Eventbrite, and I'm like looking for the next thing that's happening in Baltimore that I could go to that's just vaguely tech related. And there was UpSurge, EquiTech Tuesdays. I said, that's great. You know, this is my old stomping ground. I'd love to go. And there was Naomi, so friendly. And she said, what do you do? And I said, I don't know. I'm a nerd that talks good. I help nerds with their marketing. She goes, we have so many nerds here. I said, this is my place. And I kept coming back, and I kept coming back. And y'all encouraged me. And I developed my practice, and I developed what I do. And I said, you know, I kind of think I need to write a book. And I actually looked at you. And I'm super excited to actually tell you that my book comes out tomorrow.
Wow!
I haven't even told you that yet. And so, like, the encouragement that I've gotten here, I've done some workshops. I was asked to to mentor with one of the, well, it was the Accelerator founder. It was like, we haven't put money in these people, so don't screw them up, but we'll test you out. Kind of like the AAA baseball, but just the validation. And like, I do know what the hell I'm doing. And then one day somebody said, are you a founder? I said, no, I'm a consultant. I helped, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been Rob, and grabbed me and goes, no, you're a founder. You're a founder of one. And that means so much to me. But what means even more is that Corey and I are wearing the same shoes. This is
how you know I'm part of GBC. I could do this all day, so I want to be mindful of time, and I want to actually ask our team, this event and this community would not have grown into what it is without a few people. Maddie especially joining us as our Robin bringing her experience. Chris, wherever Chris is, he had to go. But we just, our phenomenal team that has really helped this event become even more special than it was in the beginning. I tell them now, I come and I feel like I'm an outsider and I'm meeting people for the first time and I'm like, wow, this is really, really special. So I want to give you guys the floor, an opportunity to say a few things.
Hi everyone, my name is Albert. I'm the founder of Spacewood, an extraterrestrial construction company, straight out of the Pava Center incubator. And I mean, I'm not from here, so coming from Missouri, Karina Mandel was the first person that brought me here, and I didn't know what entrepreneurship meant. I didn't know what community around entrepreneurship, what that meant. But when I came here, coming from my HBCU at North Carolina A&T State University to here, that transition, I didn't have any community until I came here. And I know the shoulders that I stand on coming out of Hopkins. I came here for school, just graduated with my master's, thank God. Like, genuinely, truly, like, the Pava Center was the first place where I felt at home on Hopkins campus. And I know this was where that spirit came from. And so I thank you for sharing all of what you shared with Baltimore. And I ask that you continue to do so unapologetically like you have done. For people that are like me, that don't have any connection to this space, that don't have any connection to this area, and have the opportunity to find community, to find home in a place that they don't have any other place to go. And so just know that you're taking in strays like me, and you're making an impact in people's lives that you don't even see a lot of time. So thank you.
Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for sharing your stories. A quick personal is that I joined UpSurge. Hi everyone, I'm Robin. I joined UpSurge about a year ago, February 2024. But prior to that, I was coming to EquiTech Tuesdays. I was leading Baltimore Homecoming, a nonprofit focused on mobilizing Baltimoreans to invest in Baltimore. Hence why you see some through lines. But I was going to EquiTech Tuesday because I wanted to get to know the tech community. I'm from the background. My background is in arts and food. So I was like, there's no place for me in tech. I don't understand. But I realized that coming to EquiTech Tuesday, it's really about the people and the peopling, right? So I got really excited at the opportunity to join UpSurge a year ago. And one of the first things that Corey put on my plate was EquiTech Tuesday, and it's been really special to be able to move about the ecosystem, to engage, to expand the reach of EquiTech Tuesday. I'm really proud of what we've been able to build, and I know I built off of 3 years of EquiTech Tuesday already, such momentum. And so I just want to thank everyone for being part of that. I'm looking at you guys if you want to add anything.
Oh, come on, Maddie.
Let it out.
The hardest thing to do is join someone in the work. The first hard thing to do is be the first person. The second hardest thing to do is be the second person. So our call to action is that there has been groundwork laid and you all know each other now, and so we're expecting to see great things. So please figure out what you want to do next together, and we'll be here to support.
I'm going to end with 2 quotes, not from me, but from mentors of mine. The first is Jamie McDonald, our founding CEO. The very first meeting we had in her living room at UpSurge, she said, we should build something that doesn't need to exist 20 years from now. So we are building the activities, the infrastructure, the foundation for these kind of things to happen long after UpSurge, or at least this team at UpSurge exists. So that was our charge number 1. Build something that outlasts you, and in 20 years, this organization shouldn't need to exist because all the things that are necessary for a thriving startup community should be happening. The second is from our friend Pablo Pear. And many of the founders in this room have already echoed this, but I just want to say it out loud. Sometimes the only qualification you need to build something is the fact that you're the one who's willing to build it. And that should be our charge as entrepreneurs. It should be our charge as an entrepreneurial ecosystem. And it's how we will build startups in this region that have an outsized impact on the communities that exist here, the families that grow here, and the people that grow up here. So thank you for being here. Continue to network and connect. Please do answer the questions that you see on the wall so that we know how to be more impactful when we reconvene these types of gatherings in the fall. But again, gratitude and thank you from the UpSurge team.
Next Tuesday, I'll be at Guilford Hall, and everybody wants to get a beer.
I was like, I just got in the beer, so
What
great.
did you say? Next Tuesday you'll be at
Guilford Hall.
He'll be at Guilford Hall
Everybody
next
wants to go get a beer.
Tuesday.
We might have to fight for space.
What is it? On the 26th, the Baltimore Tech Meetup is at Spark Flex. Okay, I'm calling out those meetups so you guys can continue them.